All right, Buckeyes get another big win here today. 66-17, your final score week after week. Since that Oregon game, I actually should say since the Tulsa game. Yeah, since the Tulsa game. My mic's all the way over here. Sorry about that. Now, you probably hear me better now, right? Okay, restart. Ohio State wins this game today. Mic was like all the way over here. I'm like, wait, my mic isn't here. Okay, here it is. Sorry. Bloopers behind the scenes. I don't edit these videos. Sorry. No, all right. Mic in front of me. Audio will be better. Take two. Ohio State wins this game today, 66-17. Absolute dominance since that Tulsa game. It's been fantastic. I've been really impressed, especially with this defense. And lots of freshmen, lots of young guys in this Ohio State team stepping up, making plays, especially Travion Henderson. God, Travion Henderson. Oh, my goodness. What a player. He's going to be an absolute stud. Guys, he's only a freshman, playing really well. CJ Stroud continually has gotten better. There were some throws in this game that, probably should have completed when he didn't. But overall, very good performance from CJ Stroud. Another 5-touchdown performance, threw for over 400 yards. And going back to Travion Henderson, 102 yards, 2 touchdowns on 16 carries. Wasn't that easy for him in this game, though. His long, only a 17-yard run. That was his longest run of the day. Didn't come that easy for him as it has in previous weeks for him, but still a 100-yard game. Very, very impressive from Travion Henderson. And again, this defense forced 2 turnovers from Talia, or I should say 2 picks, although I will say that both of those picks came in Maryland's last 2 or 3 drives. So, I actually kind of turned my attention away from this game after the third quarter. Ole Miss, Arkansas got pretty good. Oklahoma, Texas got pretty good. That one just finished. After that one finished, I went ahead and hit record here. Lots of other great games are on today, guys. You'll hear more about that on my review on Sunday or tomorrow, should say. But so for Maryland coming into this game, this Maryland offense is really good. This is a good Maryland offense, although they did lose the Big Ten receiving leader, Demas. He was gone for the game and gone for the year. Coming in, something in his leg, I believe it was something in his knee. Done for the year. I believe tore something in practice, and absolutely not what you want to see. That was devastating for Maryland coming into this game. Obviously, when you look, only 17 points. I think that's a reflection of how important Demas was to this team, but also how much better this Ohio State defense has gotten. When you look at the game stats here, only 335 yards allowed. Again, this is a good Maryland offense. 2 turnovers forced. Only 56 rushing yards allowed. Again, the secondary still can use some work. There were times where when we were playing zone, we would drop back too far. We would give Maryland more space than we needed, especially at the goal line. There was a touchdown play for Maryland where we played zone, which I didn't have a problem with, but we didn't play shallow enough, if that makes sense. Like, we didn't play to the goal line. We played about 3 yards deep into the end zone, which is a mistake that didn't cost us this game, sure, but definitely something that would have to get cleaned up when we go and face some of the teams that we're going to face in the second half of the schedule, which I'm also going to talk about a little bit in this video as well later down the line. But again, back to this Ohio State defense, I've still been impressed. This defense has gotten so much better. They're defending passes. They're able to defend the run now. Just lots of improvements for this Ohio State defense. And going into the bye week, I feel confident. I do. I feel confident in this team going up against a team like Penn State, Michigan. Again, I'll get there. Long story short, I'm nervous. I'll tell you the long story here in a little bit. But speaking of the defense, Haskell Garrett went out with an injury in this game, couldn't put any weight on that right leg. I believe it was his right leg. And that's going to be a huge loss for Ohio State later down the line if Haskell Garrett is ruled to be out for a couple of weeks. And with this being the bye week, he's going to have a lot of time to get healthy, to get better, and get ready to play this next game on the road in Bloomington against Indiana. I definitely wish all the best for Haskell Garrett. I think he's one of the best defensive linemen in the nation. I think people can argue that he's the best interior defensive lineman in the nation. He has such an impact in this Ohio State defense. He's a leader, and he really does go out there and set the tone. So if he's going to be out for some weeks, Ohio State is going to miss him. But yeah, all I got to say about the defense there, again, they've continually gotten better. We'll see how they play in the coming weeks. For the offense, again, I've already mentioned C.J. Stroud playing better, has stopped kind of those throwing high tendencies, and looks a lot more mature back there in the pocket, which is crazy because this was his sixth college game today. Well, fifth, actually, because didn't play the game against Akron, nursing a shoulder injury, which doesn't seem to be bothering him now. 24 of 33. Really good stuff I saw from C.J. Stroud. Again, I've mentioned Henderson. And how about Olave? They're starting to get Olave more involved. If you remember, back in the Tulsa and Akron games, only had 2 catches for, I believe, a combined 12 yards. Not the past couple of weeks. This game, 7 catches, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. Garrett Wilson also had 2 touchdowns on 5 catches for 84 yards. Travion Henderson was prevalent out of the backfield as well, catching a touchdown pass of his own. Again, just what a phenomenal freshman, Travion Henderson, and Jackson Smith and Jigba playing a really good role out of the slot. He's very good out of the slot is Jackson Smith and Jigba. Probably will get into a bigger role next year, but again, save that talk for next year, right? One player I do want to mention is Emeka Egbuka. Had 3 catches for 31 yards in this game, but is taking kickoff return duties. And oh my God, this kid is going to be a stud. You saw him returning kickoffs to the 50, the 40, the 30 of Maryland. Like he easily probably could have broke one of those for a touchdown if he wanted to. He had so many good returns in this game. They're going to continue to have him fielding kickoffs. It's due on part to some shiftiness from Egbuka, some broken tackles, but also good blocking up front on the special teams core on kickoff returns. And I thought I would highlight that because, wow, I never really would have thought that Emeka would turn out like this year, because we do have Olave and Wilson and Njigba. And I know some people are going to say, well, he's a very talented freshman. Yes, I know, but I didn't expect him to be doing that. So good on Emeka. Really like this young kid. We have a lot of nice receivers, nice young receivers as well. G. Scott, Marvin Harrison, lots of other guys there as well. But hey, future looks bright, and the present looks even brighter. With, again, 2 of the best receivers in the game with Olave and Wilson, best freshmen this year, in my opinion, and Travion Henderson and Jigba playing out of the slot. Oh, and I will mention on the defense too, one of those interceptions was a pick 6. So there you go, back to the defense. All right, I'm done talking about this game here. Buckeyes, blow them out. I have a Maryland fan in my comment section. I wouldn't get too beat up about this. Ohio State has looked really good. Your Maryland team has looked phenomenal this past couple of, or I shouldn't say phenomenal this past couple of weeks, but throughout the entire season, they've looked really good. I do think it would shock me if Maryland doesn't make a bowl game this year. But without Demas, it's going to be a pretty hard road. So hopefully Maryland can be able to maintain some sort of success. But yeah, so moving forward for Ohio State, we get the bye week this week, and I think it's probably not the best time for the bye week right now. However, I think it's a pretty good spot for a bye week. So it's before a test on the road to Indiana. Indiana is on bye this week, and next week I believe they play Michigan State or Michigan. I think it's Michigan State. Pretty sure it's Michigan State, actually. Oh, Iowa just got a pick. There you go. This Iowa defense is outstanding. Yeah, I have games on up here while I'm recording this, but again, Iowa's got a pick. Anyways, on bye week this week, before a road game against Indiana and Bloomington, yes, Indiana has not looked the best this year. But I think it's still going to be a tough environment. It's going to be a hard place to play. If Penix is able and ready to go, probably could give a little bit of trouble to this young Ohio State secondary. I think that's going to be an interesting game to watch, especially seeing how Indiana fares against Michigan State next week, because they also play Michigan State in Bloomington. So if they're able to pull off the upset there, who knows? That Ohio State game might be a game. But then looking forward for the last couple games of the season, we got Penn State the week after that. Got to be honest, I'm really nervous about that one. I am very nervous about that game with the way Penn State has looked. Again, they're playing Iowa right now. Sean Clifford just threw a pick. It's 2nd and goal for Iowa, literally as I'm talking to you right now. It won't be by the time this video goes up unless weird coincidence. But no, Penn State has looked really good offensively, defensively. That's going to be a very pivotal game in the Big Ten. No matter if Penn State wins or loses this game against Iowa, because again, if Penn State beats Ohio State, it'll win them the division most likely if they're able to continue an unblemished record in the Big Ten. I think no matter what happens this game against Iowa, does it hurt their playoff chances? Maybe. We'll see. Again, I don't think this is a playoff elimination game at all for Penn State and Iowa, but down the line for Penn State and Ohio State, that very well could be a playoff elimination game. And then when you look down the road, we got Nebraska on the road, and Nebraska's playing with some sort of fire. Watch out. If Nebraska's able to pull off this win against Michigan today, that's definitely a team that Ohio State has to watch out for. Again, live in Nebraska, surrounded by Nebraska fans. But overall, I think that Nebraska game is going to be a pretty good challenge because the black shirt defense starting to look like the black shirt defense. Again, I feel like if Ohio State continues to play the way they play, probably will end up winning that game. But that should be a tricky one on the road in Lincoln, depending on how the Huskers fare over the next month or so. Then we have Purdue, should be able to beat Purdue. And then Michigan State and on the road against Michigan. So finishing off with a really hard schedule. Those final 5 games, or I should say 4 of the final 5 games, or I guess 5 of the final 6 games, in my opinion at least, are going to be some challenging games. I know Indiana to people right now might not seem like that much of a challenge because Indiana hasn't played well. We don't know what the deal with Penix is yet, but I still feel like it's going to be a good environment. Ohio State's first true road test since going on the road and playing Minnesota in week 1. Well, I guess we did go on the road, play Rutgers. So probably first true road test will be there. Anyways, don't mind what I'm saying. Just kind of, again, speaking what comes to mind. But no, tough road test. Not the first true road test. I guess that'd be Minnesota week 1. And then Rutgers last week. But no, going on the road against Indiana, going to be a very tough environment to play in. Even at home against Penn State, that's going to be a very hard game for Ohio State to win with how Penn State looks right now. By the way, Ohio State rolling out the all scarlet unis for that game. Ohio State has rolled out a lot of nice third jerseys in the time that I've been a fan. The gray jersey against Penn State, the black jersey against Penn State. You see a theme here? The white jersey against Michigan. And now the all scarlet look. Of course, scarlet and gray. Look at the jersey I'm wearing now. A staple of college football and of the sports world. This jersey gets recognized anywhere you go. And now to pair that with scarlet pants as well, something that I don't believe has been worn by Ohio State, at least in my lifetime. Unaware if they've worn it in the past, but going all scarlet, it looks really slick. Go look at pictures on Twitter and anywhere you can. They look super sleek, and I'm very excited to see them roll out the scarlet out, I guess, for that game against Penn State. That's going to be a hell of a game to watch, let me tell you that. And even this game against Michigan, this game against Michigan is going to really feel like a big game for the first time in a long time, which I'm actually really excited about. My philosophy for the season, and I know this is going to sound stupid to a lot of people, but my philosophy for the season, I don't care if Ohio State goes 1-11, as long as that one win is against that team up north. And this game, this game at the end of the year on November 27th is going to be a very fun game to watch. So Ohio State 5-1 through their first 6 games of the year. This is going to be a very fun second half of the season. I am off next week as it is the bye week. I'll be enjoying college football all around the nation, so you will not get a video from me next Saturday, but you will still get my weekly reviews. As always, my weekly review coming out tomorrow. Go enjoy some games on. Nice catch by, oh, never mind, dropped it. I was going to say nice catch by Jordan receiver, but he dropped it. Again, go watch some great games that are on right now. Georgia, Auburn, Penn State, Iowa, BYU, Boise State, among others. Lots of great games on right now. You guys should go watch them. Thank you so much for watching. Again, Ohio State dominates Maryland as they've dominated their last couple of opponents. Heading into the bye week, feeling pretty good. Ohio State fans, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Other fans, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all of that fun stuff. And again, remember to play hard, but tailgate harder. See all you guys tomorrow with my weekly review. Go Bucks. Goodbye.